is yet another unique Betamax VCR, or really VCP. How often have you seen a Betamax VCP? And why is it in this leather wrapped case? Well, it has a carrying handle. This was a thrift store find several years ago for only like 20 bucks. Oh yeah, it's genuine leather. So this is an industrial player. There's like a really cool red filter behind it. It's in pristine condition, even mechanically. Headphone jack, 1/4 inch. Timer, programmed operation. This has the old style Betamax logo. Tape counter. And this is what we consider an X1 player, as in Beta 1. Now, industrial betas were a bit different than the consumer betas at first. And the X1 Beta 1 held on longer. And again, to reiterate, there is no picture quality difference between Beta 1 and Beta 2. But Beta 1 used no guard bands on the video, and tracking was near perfect. Like, this wasn't even a necessary control because of that. The only advantage you got out of Beta 1 was higher audio quality, since this is a linear audio machine. All right. And unfortunately, I don't have any Super Beta players with that record Beta 1S where I could turn off Super Beta and make a regular Beta 1 tape to play. I have no Beta 1 tapes, so I don't even know how well this thing works. I mean, I'll eventually remedy that, but for now, this is just a demonstration. This actually has like the same type of power cord that goes with the AV3650 VTR from 1970. Even the back panel is like identical. And let's see, you have ground connections to grounded power cord. Sony's famous 3.5 millimeter audio out, BNC out for video, and RF modulator out. And there's that carrying handle. So, oh cool, it like automatically ejects when you turn it on. Let me try that again. It's not dampened. Cool. Anyways, this is what came in the rest of the case. An RF switch. So it's not built into the unit. See what else we got in here. It's actually been a few years since I looked at this. Twin lead cable for hookup. Cool. And let's see what else we got. Looks like we have cables of some kind. All right, we got multiple lengths of RG59 cable. You can tell it's dated by how it's crimped on. Old style F-type connectors. So you have that, and the cable for that. Here's the inside of the unit. As you can see, it's a very clean machine. I cleaned it when I got it. These are the original belts. This is the same chassis as my SL-5800 Clone Zenith. Yeah, check out those diodes right there. Power transformer. I guess all the logic boards are on the bottom and on the top. You can see it's put together very similarly to the VTR and even pneumatic decks. How the boards wrap around and it's modular. Well, I actually ended up having to take it apart. My rewind and other things were giving me problems. Everything is still good. Rubber rejuve, and then sandpaper on the tires, and that cured it. So if you ever want to operate this without a tape in, this lever right here, And that right there in the middle is the switch that tells it to stop. All right. And you have to hold this in for it to work, but I'm gonna go into rewind. See now I can't even stop it. This is one of those ones driven by the head drum. There's something detecting the tape turning, so it immediately dumps it. And then eject. It's driven by a loading motor on a clutch. So that's it. You can see this is all solenoid based. Those right there are 1, 2, 3, 4 solenoids and one big solenoid there. And it all moves that linkage. It says several layers, and there's another solenoid up there. I mean, it's a beast. So now, all right, rewind. Instantly now. Before it just completely stalled out. All right. Now eject. Oh, jeez. Yeah, about that thing in there, that just shoots it out. Timer, I will test that. It's probably when you plug it in. It would have an outboard timer that basically plugged into like an outlet. And when it receives power, it just turns on. That's probably all that is. Headphone jack. Lots of solenoid operation in this thing. But and also, you know it's older when the Betamax logo doesn't have the Greek letter beta, but it more follows the Umatic logo. So now, as you can see, it's playing twice as fast, 4 centimeters per second, and it's kind of messing up because it doesn't know what to do. But it does work nonetheless. Now, this machine exists before beta scan even existed. See, it's just gonna stop and go in the fast forward. I love that red colored plastic right there. Otherwise, it was pristine. It just needed to clean up the rubber parts so they would grip again. Anymore, finding 400 grit sandpaper is your hero in this matter. Pause. But yeah, this is a player-only unit, Beta 1 or X1, depending on how you want to look at it. And yeah, this is an oldie. And it's portable with its case. You see, it wasn't until Super Beta came out where it would take advantage of the new higher bandwidth. So Beta 1S is the only time Beta 1 actually came in and was effective. Whereas regular beta, no difference between 1 and 2, as I've mentioned before. Now, that said, if anybody watching has any Beta 1 tapes that they'd like to, say, donate to us, I will gladly feature them on a future video. Seriously, don't have any Beta 1 tapes. I'd love to see how this performs. But even on the wrong speed, it looks good. But yeah, and some of this was out from the previous video on the SL-2000 Extravaganza. So yeah, I don't know the history on this, but it's in pristine condition. And you don't get to see the industrial betas that often. All right, so now for programmed operation, off is pretty much normal. Rewind is the same as memory. That's all it does. Repeat, as I've just found out, has to run all the way to the end of the tape, and then it'll rewind to either the start or 0, which I guess whichever comes first. Like that. Now I want to try the timer function on this. So if I'm right, I should be able to come over here, unplug it, and plug it in. It should start up and start playing. Yep, that's exactly how it works. I love some of the features on the industrial machines. But also notice how the industrial machines have the same chassis as the consumer machines, yet they're still built like, they're both built like tanks. This is why I love the Sony Betamax format. It was absolute works of art, and just tanks and everything. And other than having to clean up some of the rubber parts, that's it. And even though it's at the wrong speed, I can make out what's going on, and it looks nice and sharp, so it probably look really good playing an actual Beta 1 tape. Also observe how the early betas and everything are just like that VTR RF unit. So I'm gonna pull this down out of here. So this one actually has a switch. You can change it between 3 and 4. I obviously have it on 3, but same thing, a plug-in RF converter.